Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10 and support the channel at the same time. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and the Legends, and today Wizards of the Coast revealed the full visual spoiler as well as the deck list for the upcoming product, which is 2 decks in 1, Global Series, Jiang Yanggu Mu Yanling. And there's been a lot of questions as to what this product's going to look like. Well, we find out today. Now, quickly before we get started, though, just a fast reminder, if you check out the description below, you find a few ways to help support the channel. Our Patreon page is linked below. You're also going to find links to products on Amazon. If you make any purchases on Amazon, no matter what it is, we get a small percentage for the channel once you go through that first link. Finally, Flipside Gaming still offering a promo code for our viewers, so check them out. Maybe you can save some cash while you support the channel at the same time. As always, thank you not only to the folks that look at those links, but to all the viewers. And with that being said, let's get into it. Here's the outside packaging. Now, this product is going to cost $29.99. It comes out on June 22nd. This is a little bit different than most products because it was designed with the Chinese language market in mind. Now, of course, we are getting an English version of the release here, but I will say this, adjust expectations. Basically, this is like getting 2 Planeswalker decks. These cards are going to be very simple, very easy to play, even more so than the Planeswalker decks. They're definitely geared to brand new players, I would say. You're going to see that in just a moment when you look through these cards. But they definitely have a feel of those Planeswalker decks that are purposely costed in such a way that they won't be as desirable for competitive play. That's the other thing you need to know about this product. It is going to be legal and standard in China, but not anywhere else. So in the United States, for example, these cards will not be legal in a standard tournament. These will not be modern legal. They will be legal in the Eternal formats. So basically, like all supplemental products, nothing too different there. Here's a quick look at the inside of the packaging, and here's some concept art as well, and we'll look at some more a little bit later in the video, but I figured we'd start off with Mu Yangling's deck, so here is her concept art, and we'll just go in number order of the cards and look at this deck first. We'll begin, of course, with Mu Yangling. Now, bear with me as I try to pronounce a lot of these names. As you can imagine, many of them are going to be difficult for me. But starting off here, we saw her before, so I won't go into a lot of detail. They previewed her in the other Planeswalker not too long ago. We talked about it in another video. But as you can see, for 2 blue and 4, yeah, the card feels a little underwhelming from a competitive point of view, but that's how it was purposely designed. Casually, seems like a fine card. It's very basic, very easy. Probably a good card, again, for new players to start to learn how Planeswalkers work. And of course, you'll get 1 foil copy in this product. Colorful Fly Sparrow. Okay, this is a white and 1. It's a bird, 1/3 with flying. You get 2 copies of this. Purple Crystal Crab. Blue and 1. Crab, 1/1. When it dies, draw cards. You get 2 copies. Vivid Flying Fish. Blue 1. Fish Lizard, 1/1. This has flying as long as it's attacking. Why doesn't it feel very economical? You get 2 copies of this. Here's a card you might be familiar with, Welkin Turn, and this is a reprint. All the reprints have new art, which I thought was actually pretty cool, though. And it's a very simple card again, nothing crazy. 2 copies here. Heavenly Qilin, this is going to cost a white and 2. It's a Kirin, and it's a 2/2 flying. Whenever this attacks another target creature you control gains flying until end of turn, you'll get 2 copies. This feels like, at least competitively against each other, might be a decent card within this deck to try to push damage across. Armored World Turtle, blue and 2, Turtle, 0/5, gum up the ground, you get 2 copies of those. Ninetail White Fox, which of course is a blue card, as you'd imagine. Blue and 2, Fox Spirit, 2/2, and when this deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, 2 copies of this. Earth Origin Yak, white and 3, Ox, 2/4. When this enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn, 2 copies. Moon-Eating Dog. This is a blue and 3. It's a hound, 3/3. As long as you control a Yangling Planeswalker, this will have flying. 3 copies. Very similar to the type of thing we're used to seeing in those Planeswalker decks. Stormcloud Spirit, 2 blue and 3. It's a spirit, 4/4 with flying, 2 copies. Very similar to Air Elemental. Ancestor Dragon. Now, out of all the cards we're looking at today, maybe with the exception of the Planeswalkers, this one stood out to me as something I might actually consider playing sometimes in maybe a Life Gain deck and Commander. It costs 2 white and 4. It's a dragon. This one's designated as a rare. Flying 5/6. Whenever one or more creatures you control attack, you gain 1 life for each attacking creature. You get 1 copy of this. So, interesting. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I would certainly play this one in Commander. Cloak of Mist, another reprint. This actually has never been reprinted. It's from Urza's Saga, so this is actually kind of cool and has new art. Qilin's Blessing. 2 copies of this one. It costs a white. It's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn. Simple combat trick. Drown in Shapelessness. A blue and 1 instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Very simple bounce spell. 2 copies. Dragon's Presence. 3 copies of this. A white and 2 instant, and this will deal 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Brilliant Plan. Another reprint. 2 copies of this one. And this, again, gets really cool art. Rhythmic Water Vortex. 2 blue and 3 sorcery. This one's designated as a rare. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. Search your library and or graveyard for a card named Mu Yanling. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it, you get 2 copies. So again, this is always in these Planeswalker style decks because the most fun you're going to have with those decks is playing with your Planeswalkers, so they try to give you cards to do that. Much like Planeswalker decks of the past, this card only gets the very specific Planeswalker that it comes with, in this case Mu Yanling, where the card we saw a few moments ago that gets enhanced with the presence of the Yanling Planeswalker does open the door for future versions of Yanling in other products. Meandering River is back again with 4 copies and brand new art. The basic lands also have brand new art. There's only 4 different types here, but we see the plains, 9 copies of this, and 12 copies of the island. We'll see mountains and forests in the next deck. Okay, let's move on and look at some concept art from the next Planeswalker, Jiang Yanggu. And here is the Planeswalker himself. 1 copy, it will be foil. And we've talked about him previously in another video, so I'll keep it short here, but simply say, yeah, this is a fine casual Planeswalker for a creature-heavy deck. At least he can protect himself, so that's pretty good. Let's move through his deck now, starting off with 2 copies of Leopard Spotted Jiao. Red and 1, Beast 3/1. Very simple vanilla card here. 3 copies of Fi Snake, green and 1 Snake, 2/1 with Reach. 3 copies of Sacred White Deer, which is a green card, green and 1 Elk, 2/2. Pay a green and 3 tap, you gain 4 life. Activate this ability only if you control a Yanggu Planeswalker. So very similar to the card we saw in the previous deck, this does open the door for maybe some future Yanggu cards down the road. Reckless Pangolin, 4 copies. This is a Pangolin, 2/2. And when this attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn, so actually attacks in as a 3/3. 2 copies of good old Giant Spider, so this is a reprint again with new art. 3 copies, Ferocious Zhang. This is going to cost 2 green and 2 for a Cat Beast 4/4, another vanilla creature. 2 copies, Fire Omen Crane, 2 red and 3, Bird Spirit 3/3 with flying. When this attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature an opponent controls. 1 copy of Screeching Phoenix, 2 red and 4, Phoenix. This one's designated as a rare with flying 4/4. Pay a red and 2. Creatures you control get +1/+0 till end of turn. This is another card that I would at least entertain the thought of maybe using in some commander decks where I'm going wide. It's an interesting mana sink, and if I have a token deck or goblin deck, something like that, a lot of small creatures, I don't know, I would at least consider it. It is kind of interesting, though, that this is a Phoenix that doesn't come back to life. Earth-Shaking Sea. This one costs a green and 5, 2 copies of this. It's a beast, 5/5, would trample. Hardened Scale Armor, green and 2, Aura, enchantments, enchant creature. The creature gets +3/+3, 2 copies. Breath of Fire, red and 1 instant, and this will deal 2 damage to target creature. You get 2 copies. At least it's an instant. It's not going to be bad against the other deck, I'm sure. I'm a little disappointed, though, that they used the name Breath of Fire on kind of a lackluster card. Like, that would have been a great name for a card that maybe could have been reprinted many times or something like that. You don't find a lot of opportunities nowadays to put a simple name on a card, so I don't like to see it wasted. 2 copies of Aggressive Instinct, green and 1 sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So it's not a fight, it's just simply dealing its damage. 2 copies of Confidence from Strength, green and 2 sorcery. Target creature gets +4/+4 and gains trample till end of turn. It is sorcery speed. It's not really meant to be a combat trick, but probably meant to push damage across closeout games. Journey for the Elixir. Green and 2 copies of this. It's a sorcery designated as a rare. Search your library and graveyard for a basic land card and a card named Jiang Yanggu. Reveal them, put them into your hands, and then shuffle your library. So here's the card that lets you search out the specific Jiang Yanggu Planeswalker card. Cleansing Screech, red and 4, sorcery, and it will deal 4 damage to target creature. You get 2 copies. Yeah, it's not an instant, but it will be fine playing against the other deck, no doubt. And you get Timber Gorge reprinted here with new art, 4 copies. And here's the Mountain, 9 copies. And the Forest, 12 copies. So overall, I think this is an interesting product. I like the idea here, and I like the fact that they did publish it so people outside of Chinese language speaking areas can get copies. I think that is important. If you're an established player, there's probably not much for you here. I mean, most of the cards either feel like watered down versions of cards we know, or at the very least functional reprints of them. And the few reprints we did get were nothing very expensive or anything like that. These are truly meant to bring new people into the game, especially in that particular market. But am I going to run out and buy this product if I've been playing for a long time? Probably not. Some casual players may be interested in the Planeswalkers and a couple of the other cards in there that I mentioned. Other than that, this is obviously a product to help new players get into the game and learn how to play. So if you have a friend who is maybe trying to learn, this might be a fine product, but there's other options out there too. You have other Planeswalker decks, you could pick up some packs and just play sealed. But this is an option, especially if you like the unique flavor. You could go in this direction too, so why not? Well, let me know your thoughts on the product definitely in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.